All hail the Clicks crew! Alright guys, today we're covering the 10 best modern age common hero clicks. These are just in my opinion, so I want you to go ahead and give me your favorite common hero clicks player, common hero clicks figure in the comments below. I always enjoy reading that stuff. Maybe makes it so that I can check out some figures that I don't often consider playing. Now is a good time to let you know that Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for our game needs. You visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page. Use the link from the description of this video. Mr. Clicksflix is also sponsored by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. Visit trollandtoad.com and use the promo code Mr. Clicksflix for 5% off your Heroclix order today. Alright guys, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this top 10 video for best common Heroclix figures. Make sure before you do that, you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you can see these top 10 videos as they become available. These are a lot of work to put together. This is the most intensive video I have that I put together. So if you could please hit that sub button, that'd be great. Amazo is number 012 in the Justice League Unlimited Heroclix set. He has the Injustice League, Project Cadmus, and Robot keywords. He has two traits. First one is Power Adaptation. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose a character within 4 squares in line of fire, and up to 2 standard powers that character can use. If Amazo is at 100 or 125 points, he may choose 3 powers instead. Amazo can use the chosen powers and his printed combat has the printed range value of the chosen character until he chooses again. So that's really good there. No powers displayed on his dial, so this is necessary. Then his other trait is Invincible Android Body. Amazo takes a maximum of 1 damage when attacked by a character that can use a power other than willpower that Amazo can use. He can't be healed, equipped, or chosen for Mastermind. So this is one of the characters that has those team-up cards, and they are really strong on him. They give him different powers, but as you can see, he's got 4 different point lines, 125 points all the way down to 40 points, and he's got decent stats. 125 points will get you 0 range, 10 movement with the flight ability, 12 attack, nothing on it, 19 defense with indomitability, which is just standard defense now, and then 4 damage. And then at 40 points, still no slouch, 9 movement, 10 attack, 17 defense, 3 damage. This guy's just a hoss. He's a really good workhorse. Picking those powers is just something that makes him over the top. This guy will see, I think, a lot of play in Pauper, and he's just a really strong main attacker for Modern Age in the common slot. So I felt like he had to be on this list. Mary Jane Watson is number 014 from the Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage Heroclix set. She has the Spider-Man family, Stark Industries, and Celebrity keywords. She's got 2 traits. Her first one is her Secret Identity trait, so you can switch her out for either Iron Man from the same set, Marvarella, or She-Venom. And then you can have that other trait, which is Power. If no friendly bystander named Paparazzi is on the map, roll a d6, generate a number of Paparazzi bystanders equipped to half, equal to half the result, and unoccupied squares within 4 squares. So that's why you have her on her team. They've got a 5 movement with sidestep, 10 attack with incapacitate, 2 range. So incap's not as strong as it used to be, but it's still really strong. And the fact that you can generate them up to 4 squares out, they're really good for bringing objects back and equipping them to your main force. And then, like I said, Mary Jane herself doesn't really do too much for you. She has autonomous, so she can, again, go out, pick out your light equipment, bring it back to your main character, who can then equip it. But then you can also change her into any of those secret identity characters. So she's just a really good little, like, I would call her a support style figure. Decent assortment of keywords, especially Celebrity. I think that's probably her strongest keyword. But I feel like this is one of the strongest commons in Modern Age right now. Industrial Spy is number 011 from the Captain America and the Avengers Heroclix set. He has the AIM, Hamburger Industries, Hydra, and Spy keywords. He has a trait and a special on his damage. His trait gives him improved movement, ignores hindering, improved targeting, ignores hindering. Only one of those matters anymore. Then he's got the special on his damage, which is Outwit. when he chooses, when Industrial Spy uses it and chooses only standard powers, he can use the chosen powers until your next turn. If the target has the Armor, Robot, Hammer Industries, Stark Industries, or Vehicle keyword, Industrial Spy can choose 2 powers instead of 1. So the nice thing about this is the way Outwit is worded. You can choose powers that aren't on the character's dial. So you can essentially outwit any power and give it to him, which is really good. This is a really crafty little niche piece. He's got the wild card team ability, 5 range, single target, 8 movement with sidestep, 9 attack with precision strike, 17 defense with willpower, so he can now roll to remove a token from himself, 2 damage without outwit. This guy's just a really good, I think he will find his home in Spy eventually, but this is just a really powerful common figure right now that I think you're going to see cropping up a lot. Dr. Fate is number 004 from the Justice League Unlimited Heroclix set. He has the Justice League, Justice Society, Future, Mystical, and Past keywords. So I'd say Justice Society is his weakest keyword. Everything else is good to go. He's got 2 traits. First one is duplicates of myself throughout time and space. During force construction, you may only add Dr. Fate for 10 points. If you also have a Dr. Fate starting at 65 points on your starting force. For all characters with this trait, if you have 2 to 4 characters named Dr. Fate on your force, action total +1. If you have 5 plus such characters, action total +2. So it's a nice way to give yourself extra actions, and that's not even including any leaderships or anything that you might have on your team. And he's got that Justice League Unlimited trait. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. On a 6, remove an action token from a friendly character with the Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. So you get a bunch of these on your team. You can roll a bunch of those. 2 different point lines, 65 points and 10 points. Again, you only get the 10-point line if you pay the 65-point cost for the first one. Then he's got Mystics and JLA team ability, 6 range, single target, 8 movement with phasing teleport and the flight ability, 10 attack with TK, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, 3 damage with enhancement. This is just a really good kind of secondary attacker, but I've seen, and I've done it personally, where you flex him into a main attacker. If you get a bunch of these guys on your board and like 1 or 2 other characters that can support him, this guy can be a real hoss and a real headache. I think he is a really good common figure. Friends of Humanity is number 006 from the X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga Heroclix set. He has the Sentinel and Brute keywords. He has 1 trait, which is basically you roll d6 and you figure out what click number he's on. You can play him at 5 or 10 points, and if you play him at 10 points, you don't have to roll that d6. If you play him at 5, you do. And you can pick a few different things to use him with. You can do, all his stats are the same, but you've got Sidestep, Range, Combat Expert, Charge, Quake, Blades, Claws, Fangs, Willpower, Plasticity, Poison, Sidestep, Close Combat Expert, and Empower with Flurry. And he's got the Underworld team ability. So with the new rules change to the combat experts, this guy's really nice because he gets that +1 to both basically permanently. So you're doing a 10 for 2 for 5 points potentially. This guy's just really good, and he makes it so that Sentinels are viable. And this is actually, Brute needed a low point figure to try to win map rolls and stuff like that, and this guy does it, and he's actually pretty competent while he does it. So I feel that this figure, while he did get his due for being a really good Sentinel, I do think he's just generally also one of the better common figures when you consider Brute is also one of his keywords. So I felt he needed to be on this
Shield
list. Diplomat is number 010 from the Black Panther and the Illuminati Heroclix set. He has the Shield and Politician keyword, so Shield's obviously his main jam there. He's got a special on his damage, which is Perplex, but only to target friendly characters. When Shield Diplomat uses it, you must also choose an opposing character to modify the same combat value +1 until your next turn. That's not generally that big of a drawback. Only 20 points, has a Shield team ability, so you're able to get your damage up, your range up. 18 defense with Defend is not to be underrated. It seems like a lot of 17 defenses are floating around right now in Modern Age. Granted, he can't do any damage on that click, but that's not why you have him here. So for 20 points, you get an 18 defense on whoever he's adjacent to, +1 to probably your attack, and +1 to your range and damage. And a really strong keyword is how this guy found himself on the list of top 10 Modern Age. Sheriff Steve Rogers is number 006 from the Heroclix Secret Wars Battle World Heroclix set. He's got the Battle World, the Valley, Pass, Police, and Soldier keywords. He's got a trait and a special on his damage. His trait is Showdown. When Sheriff Steve Rogers makes an attack after and hits all targets, after resolutions, roll d6, 5 or 6, remove an action token from Sheriff Rogers. So, way to remove a token from himself is always welcome. Then he's got this special on his damage. No one is above the law. Leadership. When Sheriff Steve Rogers or an adjacent friendly character is attacked, the attacker cannot possibly modify or replace their attack value. That's really strong. I think this is a really good power on him. Only 50 points PD team ability. 6 range single target, which is actually pretty okay right now. 8 movement with running shot, 10 attack, 18 defense with energy shield deflection, 3 damage with that special. And nowadays, with the rules change, you don't have to worry about pushing him anymore like you used to. I feel like that just made him better. So it makes it so that your opponents can't increase their stats. It makes it so that you've got a leadership. He's got a way to remove stuff from himself. 10's not bad. For 50 points, he's a good secondary attacker. I still like this guy a lot. Prez Rickard is number 014 from the DC Rebirth HeroClix set. He's only got one keyword, which is Politician, but it's not that big of a deal, as we're going to see in here in a minute. And he's got 2 traits. First trait is everyone's favorite teenage president. Prez Rickard doesn't count for or against theme teams. There you go. So you've got somebody that you can always have on a team. And then he's got the Golden Age of America trait. Leadership, but succeeds on a 4 through 6. When Prez Rickard uses it and succeeds, instead you may remove 1 action token each from any number of opposing characters. For each one removed, remove an action token from a friendly character within 6 squares. That can be a big deal, especially if you think you can press the offensive and KO a bunch of or their main guy on an opposing team. I've seen this really be an important thing. And then you see on click number 2, he's got a perplex there. He's got that 18 defend, which I think is going to become more of a thing because there's a lot of 17 defenses floating around out there. So overall, I like this guy a lot. I think he's going to become more valuable in Modern Age as time progresses, but I really like him a lot. Crystal is number 012 from the Black Panther and the Illuminati HeroClix set. She has the Avengers and Inhuman keywords. She has a trait and a special on her attack. Her trait is Quake as Free. That's just really good. Free attacks are always welcome. Her special on her attack is pull the moisture rate out of the air smoke cloud, but may generate all water terrain markers instead of hindering terrain markers. -1 attack still applies. So that smoke cloud is pretty good. The free quake is also good. She's got 50 points. She is a 4 range single target, 9 movement with sidestep and the flight ability, 10 attack with that special, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, 3 damage. This one had shown up on a few popper teams that were really popular, and she's only gotten better with the rules change, where she's not taking that push damage. She can attack twice in a turn if you're already adjacent. You're doing the quake, you're doing the standard attack. She's just a really good figure. If you push her to click number 2, where not push her, but you take damage and end up on click number 2, she gets that 3 damage with perplex. This is just a good figure with a lot of upsides. I do think she improved along with most of that popper Avengers team with the rules change, so I'm really looking forward to her seeing more play here in the future. Star Lab Scientist is number 007 from the Justice League Unlimited HeroClix set. She has the Central City, Fawcett City, Gotham City, Keystone City, Metropolis, Project Cadmus, Star Labs, Star City, and Scientist keywords. So quite a lot of powers there. Keywords, and she only has one trait, which is free roll a d6. And then it tells you what all those different powers are. They're all the great ones: empower, enhancement, support, perplex, outwit, probability control. And it says friendly characters named Star Lab Scientist can use that power until your next turn, or until a trait with this name is activated again. So if you've got a bunch of these ladies on your team, you can activate it as many times as you want. If you have enough figures, until you get the power that you want display for on the dial. With WizKids saying and power and enhancement are going to be a lot bigger of a deal. I can see her really garnering some support, and then you've also got that Perplex. There's all the good, like I said, all the good powers are on this dial. Only 3 clicks long, but she's only 15 points, so you can afford to have quite a few characters, quite a few copies of her on a team. Her strongest keyword is without a doubt Scientist, in my opinion, but Gotham City is also a pretty strong one. So I really think that we're going to see a lot of use out of her with Modern Age, and the fact that she doesn't take clicks for pushing anymore just is icing on the cake for this figure. I think she's got a really bright future in Heroclix play. Alright guys, so those are my picks for the 10 best common Heroclix figures in Modern Age Heroclix. Let me know what your favorites were in the comments below. I always enjoy reading that stuff. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos, and it also lets YouTube know, hey, I enjoyed this video and others might too, and it also might make it so that one person who doesn't know about Heroclix can learn about it. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.